What's stopping you from buying that thing you want that's only available in Japan? Oh, well, Mr. MIB, there's language barriers, currency exchanges, import costs. Buyee.jp takes care of all of that for you. You can translate product listing and auctions. You get to pay in your currency, and they'll handle the exchange. And Buyee.jp delivers ample shipping options so you can toggle cost with arrival time. Plus, MIB viewers can get about $20 of free spending money when they sign up for a new Buyee account with the link below. Buyee sponsored this video, and we hope you now enjoy it with no further ad interruptions. Hey, it's Monster Island Babble with me, MIB. You might have noticed that over the years I play it really safe with copyrighted stuff, particularly Toho stuff. For a while, I was anxious of using an actual official roar anywhere in my videos, actually. And I have loosened up over the years, especially with other media, but with Toho stuff particularly, you know, I'm just never going to have the balls to roll an entire video or something like that. And that makes what I do very hard. I'm going to tell you a story, and I think after the story you might understand why I'm not as brave as other YouTubers in this particular area. So believe it or not, Monster Island Buddies is not my first YouTube channel. I had a YouTube channel before this, and on that channel I would upload just funny skits that my friends and I were doing. And I'd started that channel fairly early in YouTube's life. I think YouTube launched 2005, and it was really big in 2006. I'll tell you why it appealed to me, actually. Not so much as a content creator at first, but so at this time, the social media everybody's using is MySpace, and MySpace had a function where you can post, just like on Facebook, you could post something on somebody else's channel and you can share a video. The problem was, before YouTube, there weren't really good embed video controls that defaulted to pausing. What I'm trying to say is, you would, if I put a video on your channel, anyone who went to your channel would immediately hear that video playing as your channel loads. And if there's 3 videos, I think you're gonna hear all 3. I think that's how it went. So YouTube was one of the first things where you could share a video and it would embed in such an easy way that it does not autoplay, and you could just play it and control it the way you want to control it. And in my world, that was the big appeal of YouTube at first. Oh my god, something better to use on MySpace pages. I wish I was looking at it as a content creator first, but again, just think about how new this all was. So eventually I did start putting some of my old material up on YouTube, and then I believe I was starting to make some new material for YouTube. And I was having a lot of fun with it because literally for the first time in my life, I was reaching an audience of over, maybe 40 people. It was nuts. It's really easy for YouTubers to take this for granted as they progress, but there's just something humbling about the idea that you go from not having an audience to any audience at all, even if it's literally 50 people, 100 people, whatever. It was unheard of at the time, at least to me. So I was super excited. I can't even tell you what that channel's, sub count was or how well it did, because nobody gave a shit. It wasn't monetized yet. People just throw up anything and then walk away. I remember porn on YouTube. That's how old I am. So one morning, I got a message from a friend asking what happened to my YouTube channel. And I went over to YouTube and I logged on, and sure enough, my channel was gone. The whole channel was gone. All my skits, all my comments. That was another new thing, strangers commenting on the video. That was such an exciting feature. And I actually hold that dear today. One big reason I don't like to delete and re-upload videos is because I really like having the comments. I just think it's a really cool, it's because you realize I come from the early days of the internet where every website you visit had kind of a guest book that everyone would sign. So in my head, even to this day, comment sections are kind of like guest books. Except I guess sometimes fights break out in the guest book. I don't know.
But that's to say, when I lose a video and I lose the entire comment section, I'm really bummed. I'm super bummed that, like, all the interactivity and history and community that went with the piece of media is also gone. And so it wasn't even just like, oh, I could just start over and re-upload everything. I was really bummed about losing the comment sections. More than, I don't even remember what the follower count was, but I just remember I was bummed about that. But also, like, more important, what the fuck happened? Why did I lose my entire channel? I didn't get any warning. I didn't get any kind of, like, flag or anything. Just one warning, the whole channel was gone. So here's what happened. Around this time, the big media companies, particularly Viacom, were putting legal pressure on YouTube. Because it not only was their property being uploaded, but they didn't even like their parts of their property being, used in videos. Because leave it to these big companies to always be a step behind and super resistant to new technology and new forms of communication. So they fight it at first, and so here YouTube started this thing where you could your video would just be gone, and it would say YouTube removed this video due to whatever. And in this case, it was due to copyright infringement by Viacom. Like, I remember it said Viacom. But here's the thing. I have to rewind now a little bit. During my college years, I was really into film production, and I was making short films that, in my head, were honest efforts to submit to festivals and such. As part of that, at that very young age, I understood that I had to own everything in that video, and that included its soundtrack. So there's a good chunk of those videos from those years that I own everything. Like, I own the video. You can't find somebody that owns the video more than I own this video and everything on it. And so I was kind of used to that, and I took that practice forward as I was making new videos, even just dumb skits with friends. I would make a conscious effort to not use copyrighted music or anything I didn't own. So I was absolutely baffled as to what from my channel triggered the removal, triggered the Super Viacom bot that came and was like, nope. And I was like baffled. I'm telling you, if there was a channel out there that was perfectly following the rules, and I wasn't even doing it because I was trying to follow the rules. Like I said, I was just used to doing it this way at this point. And then the other thing is, like, why the whole channel? Why not just the video? If there was a video, at this point, I didn't even know which video had the content that was a copyrighted issue and what that issue might be. I was just in the dark, and YouTube had no way to really they had like this vague form, and every step of it trying to talk you out of doing it, like, most people don't witness, or whatever it said. When you're on your computer and a program crashes and it's like, do you want to send this error report, and also do you want to add some stuff, and you're like, oh yeah, I'll add some stuff, like, when you do that, you don't expect a response. That's what this was. Like, that's how bad YouTube's communication was. And I'm not saying this to pile on YouTube. It was a new company going through some clear growing pains. So my channel was gone, and I figured it out a little bit later, I think. I think what happened was there was a track where I used a song that was made by my brother's friend, and he's a DJ who makes original dance music, but I think in this particular part, he'd sampled in like a half a second of a Transformer sound effect, and Viacom owned Transformers, and this is around the time they were putting the new movie out, and I think that caught the flag, and then instead of delete my video, they deleted the entire channel. So yeah, you can call it a form of PTSD from that, but that's why I tend to play things extra safe on my channel, and believe me, it makes what I do so much harder. It's hard to review a Godzilla movie with stills. It makes riffing on it virtually impossible. There's so many times during the Monster Island Buddy episodes where it would just be like, I know like the perfect songs that I could put in there, and I know those songs are so good and so powerful that they'll make those moments hit even harder. But I can't have that fun. I can't do that. I'll get a copyright strike or a flag, or the video's monetization will go to whoever owns that song and not me. It's easy to pile on YouTube now, but they have improved a lot of those things, and there are ways, like, just the fact that you can communicate with them is like a huge step in the right direction. And make no mistake, this is a step they're legally having to take now that there's monetizations and money involved. And none of that was at the beginning. Videos weren't monetized in any way. There were no ads, no commercials. Now there's all that. I think they're legally obligated to communicate with us on some degree. But that sucked. And I hope it explains a lot of decisions I make during the course of this show. And I can't stress enough how much harder my life is because of those decisions, but I know that even following the rules, YouTube could just flip the switch off any morning.